All right. That's us. You should
That's
maybe turn
us.
that off.
Yeah.
Or turn that down. Whatever. We got some more juicy stuff coming in. Juicy stuff. But
Twitter juicy.
for that, I'll show you this video.
We came in real chill this time, eh?
What's that?
We just came in real chill.
Well,
It's almost Christmas.
you
Merry
kind of just
Christmas,
saying
everybody.
nothing. So
No, I'm saying we just kind of came in chill. Like, it wasn't much. Come from that upbeat title music. It's us just coming in like flat
and we're
chill.
and we're here live on the
We're
internet.
doing a little ASMR, a little ASMR
Why does
for
this
your
thing
listening
never
pleasure.
work?
It's, you know what? In 200 years from now, when the robots have taken over, the machines, I should say, they're going to be complaining about the same thing. Why does this never work?
They probably will.
Yeah.
They'll probably be complaining. All right, here's the Twitter files. Check out this video that I saw the other day. This is left-wing
Far left Jordan
Peterson.
Well, I'd say a meaningful life really is not about personal responsibility. It's like, no. A meaningful life is about how many pronouns you damn well have. It's like today, yeah, I woke up as a he, him. But it's like tomorrow, who knows? I could wake up as a she, her, or maybe a they, them, or maybe a z, zer, zay, or a beep, bop, boop. It's like, who's to say? And it's like, if you challenge me, you better believe you're bloody racist. It's like, you're canceled, bucko. You're canceled. So, it's like, don't clean your room. Don't clean your room. Instead, make yourself useful. Go to a protest. Topple a statue. You know? Pet a cat and then adopt it. And don't have kids. Just keep petting and adopting cats until you have so many cats, you're just like a cat person. Well,
That's good.
Oh, that the far left Jordan Peterson.
That was funny. Just keep petting cats.
Just keep petting them until you become a cat person.
Yeah, don't have any
A
kids.
childless cat person.
Yeah, that's right.
That's how you have a meaningful life.
That's awesome. He's even got the voice down, which is good.
Oh yeah, that was a good impression.
Really, really good impression.
All right, what do you think is going to come of this?
I don't know. Man.
Like, this is one of the examples.
Bongino might do something pretty big. Bongino's the kind of guy that he might, like take it further and sue and things like that. But again,
well, everybody has grounds
as per our
right,
title.
Like you see right here.
Who are they suing? Like, and if they sue, so I don't know how it would work that way. If you're suing the former company as a public company, it's now a private company. You know what I mean? You're suing the public entity of Twitter. Does it go against the former owners or like the former CEO or people in charge? I don't know how that works.
I think it's the entity.
Yeah, like it's weird to me. If you're suing, so it'd be weird if people are suing Twitter and then suddenly it's all going against the new Twitter and Elon. Like, okay, well, he's the one that exposed it, so why are you suing him? But I don't know. I don't know where they go. Nobody really broke any laws. That's the really fucking sad thing about it. There was no like hard laws broken. There's just a bunch of scummy bullshit. You know? Where do you think it's going?
I don't know. I don't know what any of these people are going to do, but they certainly have grounds for a lawsuit, especially since Twitter was lying and deliberately, as you can see here, they're kind of deliberately singling people out based on ideological grounds, which they weren't. They were lying about whether or not they were doing that. And so, like, someone like Charlie Kirk can come forward and claim a loss of revenue as a result of this, and, they can come up with a number and they have grounds.
But again, who's he suing? Exactly.
Twitter, right? And so that would mean that everybody involved is like, their hands are clean, and now it kind of falls on the new ownership. Probably. I don't know. Like,
but he wouldn't really have grounds to sue the new ownership because
No, he would because it's the same entity. I don't think the transfer's over. I think because when you work for Twitter, you're operating through Twitter, and so you buy Twitter, you're operating through Twitter. So Twitter is the entity. You can sue the entity because the entity took these actions because the entity is responsible. The entity doesn't shift, and it doesn't get connected to like the people involved because it's
but
like
I'm sure there's got to be all kinds of legal bullshit in there in the user agreement. There's got to be all kinds of stuff in there to limit their liability for that kind of thing. Nobody's reading those user agreements. Like, who's going to read a 100-page user agreement?
no, that's the thing. I think the issue is the lying.
No,
The
I
lying is
agree.
what.
I just don't know how they could sue. I understand that the suit for loss of revenue, but if there's something in the user agreement to indemnify them from those kinds of lawsuits, then I don't know. I mean, what I could see happening is I could see a shift away from the left, the hard left, by people that maybe are centrist but are leaning left. Maybe there's more of a shift the other way. Maybe that might happen, which would be a good thing too. But
I don't know if it changes anything.
no,
This is completely out of the mainstream.
yeah,
Like they're not talking about it. It's not on CNN.
right.
It's not on MSNBC.
It's just sad
So
then
it's
if
like,
nothing really happens. It's just it's just confirmation.
I mean, it's huge, right? Like it's
Yeah.
the scandal of the millennia so far,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know. Like the news isn't covering it, or they're covering it up.
Yeah.
The implications are horrifying, but I think that the normies aren't going to know a clue. Like you can say anything. Like
Right.
right here is a quote from something. We control visibility quite a bit, and we control the amplification of your content quite a bit. And normal people do not know how much we do. Right? You can go to your family Christmas dinner and say that Twitter was like acting in this way, and they had full aware of what they were doing. They're doing it on purpose. And you read this quote, and they'll just be like, "Oh, that sounds like a crazy conspiracy theory," and they won't look into it. They won't. They'll be like, "But Anderson Cooper didn't tell me this, so it must
Yeah.
not be real." you
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah. I don't know. Then.
my government government placed thought prescriber in the media didn't tell me any of this. Therefore, it must not be true because
Can't exist.
the entire scope of reality is on CNN every day.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. At the very least, I think maybe then it just now that it's being outed, and the people that were being affected by it aren't being affected by it anymore. At least it's like
I think they are.
it's like super support. It's like super support for the
That's the
accusation
thing
that it was
too.
happening.
Do they sue? Right? Like, so you could argue that Libs of TikTok has grounds to sue on basis of lost revenue, but do they sue because of the politics around it? Right? Like, so now it's friendly fire because Elon came in, bought it to free this stuff up, and now he's unbanning the accounts, getting rid of all of this, and exposing it. If he's the only person that you can sue, do you choose not to because you're shooting each friendly fire now?
Yeah,
I
still don't think it would come back on him. Like I don't see how it could.
Well, it wouldn't be him personally, but it would be Twitter as an entity, which he's now the
But again,
main shareholder.
but they're I don't know how that would work because for one, he's taking it private.
That's exactly how it would work, right? Because you look at,
but it's retroactive though. I mean, it's not like
this happened many times.
But I would think they would go retroactive. Like it wouldn't be like, okay, well we're gonna.
Right, but the individuals acting on behalf of Twitter are not liable. Like they're separate, unless they did something illegal themselves. Then there could be criminal.
Well, that's what I mean.
It's
kind of implicating certain people, and like that Yoel guy.
Well, yeah,
and what's her face, Vijay.
But at the end of the day, like it could be. I think the way it would work is it would be Twitter,
or maybe they sue them directly, and they're not covered under the. Well, why not? You can sue anybody.
because they were acting as employees or at the behest of a corporation.
Yeah, but
right?
who's making the decisions? So if you,
But that's never how it works. There have been many lawsuits, whether it's like probably the best ones to look into or you'd find examples would be like environmental violations, where like a company is dumping shit in the rivers for decades.
Mhm.
The people who made those decisions could be dead, long gone from the company.
Mhm.
That doesn't mean the lawsuits go away and the company doesn't
Mhm.
have to pay a penalty. It's because it's the entity
But in those
of the
cases,
company.
that company's benefiting from that action. In this case,
Yeah.
it's the company didn't benefit from the action. The company's just these are individuals taking upon themselves. Like
Well,
they
yeah,
even
okay,
admit
but
that.
you're talking about financial benefit. There is a benefit. There's a political benefit. There's a controlling.
I know, but they even say in their discussions that a lot of the stuff Jack Dorsey didn't even know as CEO, right?
Yeah,
So it shows
which
that
is
there's
crazy.
entities acting.
Rogue entities
Yeah,
within Twitter
so
that had
that
more
would give
control.
grounds to
How
be
do
able
you
to sue
let that
those.
happen too?
Well, because you're asleep at the wheel.
As a CEO, how?
He
Yeah,
was asleep at the wheel.
yeah.
He looks like he's asleep at the wheel of life half the time. It doesn't even seem like he's
I
low
guess.
energy.
Well, no, I guess you gotta give him the benefit of the doubt, right? Like
Saying he's not smart.
you make a company, all of a sudden you're a billionaire.
Mhm.
Yeah, do you really like? Are your priorities really to fucking focus on your company with like a magnifying glass? And
No,
you want to delegate authority?
sure,
Um,
but to act like you didn't know this shit was going on,
well, he lied. He lied directly.
he's being he's being included on it for sure. He's being brought in on the loop at least after the fact.
No, yeah. There
There's
was
no way they're not.
I think it was in this one. I don't know if they quote Dorsey in here or not. But there was a quote from Dorsey from 2018 where he says Twitter does not. Yeah, I don't know if they quote it or not. So there's like so many of these threads. But
Here's
right here,
yeah.
following up. Is this from 2018? It doesn't say. Following up on this with a lot more detail. We don't shadow ban, and we certainly don't shadow ban based on political viewpoints. We do rank tweets by default to make Twitter more immediately relevant, which can be flipped off more on ranking signals. I'm pretty sure this tweet was from 2018.
Mhm.
And based on the files, Jack knew that he knew that they were doing these things. So it wasn't like he was in the dark when he said this,
Right.
and they were doing it, but he didn't know. He knew full well that they were doing it, and he said it. So there might be legal liabilities there on Jack. I don't know how it works. Like it could still be, because that's why you separate entities from yourself, right? Like if you start a company,
Yeah.
you separate it from yourself. So if the company goes bankrupt or the company has debt that you can't pay off, it doesn't.
Yeah, that's why you make an LLC, like
Yeah,
a
it doesn't fall
limited
on
liability
you.
corporation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't fall on you.
I don't know
personally.
what they're set up. What is Twitter set up
I
as?
have no idea. I mean, yeah, probably whatever every
Yeah, it would
tech
probably be
company
incorporated.
is,
Yeah,
whatever,
most likely.
however what the standard thing for a multi-billion-dollar corporation is.
Right. Right.
But I think this was like they had an opportunity. People in charge realized that they had an opportunity. They were never going to get a $44 billion valuation again,
Mhm.
right? We're heading into a recession. Tech stocks are already getting slammed. Twitter itself is a terrible company. Like, it's not making money. They're making all the wrong decisions. And they probably saw this as like when Elon made the offer. First, they're like, no, we don't want to sell because we don't want to lose the power. And then people with something to gain
Yeah.
from the sale realized, you know what, this is our only chance to cash out of this before like this house of cards tumbles on top of us. And you know, you get Vijay Gotti running away with what, $50 million. You know,
Yeah. Did she? No, did we? I don't think she had that. I think we.
I
Found
thought
it
that's
wasn't
what
that
you
much.
said it was. It was like 51
Oh, maybe I don't know.
when you Google it. But I think that's what that is.
Either way, a lot of millions, more millions than that huge deserves. So
Don't know how she was getting paid the way that she got paid.
I don't
That's
know how
crazy.
half these people get paid the way they get paid. And apparently, this Yoel guy isn't even. He doesn't really even have the credentials to be in the position he was in.
Yeah, you get that a lot.
Which is hilarious to me. How does the guy rise to whatever this fucking? He was like third in charge or some bullshit.
Connections.
I guess I don't know. He's blowing the right people, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, it could be political. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah, so I don't know. they'll keep doing this, and we'll keep getting the information out. But maybe this is also, just
It should be
legitimizing the new
front
Twitter.
page news everywhere.
Yeah, maybe, but this is probably Elon's way of legitimizing Twitter too, right? Like the new Twitter.
Yeah.
So that's what he gets from it. But I don't know what comes out of it. It's pretty cool that he's using a couple.
Oh yeah, look at this from 11 hours ago.
What did Elton John say?
Elton John says, "All my life I've tried to use music to bring people together, yet it saddens me to see how misinformation is now being used to divide our world. I've decided to no longer use Twitter, given the recent change in policy, which will allow misinformation to flourish unchecked." Now, this is crazy to me because, I mean, obviously he's just one of those like woke celebrities.
Yeah, and he doesn't even respond to Elon.
Don't have a clue what's going on. Yeah, well, because he doesn't have an example. He's just doing what he's told, or he's just doing what he thinks that will get him brownie points in the woke mob. But it's like in the midst of the Twitter files being unreleased, you're seeing that Twitter has been using misinformation, but they were lying basically about their reason for censoring the Hunter Biden laptop story to divide people, to gaslight people, and now the new policy is like, hey, look at all this bullshit that was going on. We're just not going to be doing that anymore.
Yeah.
And Elon is still like not, he banned Kanye. Like you can get banned on Twitter still.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and he still hasn't brought back.
This is such a weird way of saying. This is such a weird way. Like Elton John, what he's saying, I think, is such a weird way of saying, I want like thought police and like strict government control on what information gets into the public, but I know that I can't say it like that, so I'm gonna come up with a weird bullshit excuse to for a cop out.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Bye Elton John.
I mean, Twitter will be better for it, probably.
Whatever. So pathetic.
Elon says,
exactly.
What is the misinformation that he refers to? No, I don't want to respond to Elon. I want to see the responses. I don't know how Twitter works. I guess I click on the thing. Okay. Here's one. Excited to work with Tesla service to enable same hour service as often as possible, applying Formula One pit crew techniques to Teslas.
Yeah, I like that. Misinformation equals information I don't like to see.
Well, yeah, that's true.
So what's she saying? That person's saying that was misinformation, and he said that?
Yeah, I think she's arguing that doesn't exist yet. But this is for July. How fast do you realistically think that it would take to implement something like that globally at when there's Teslas everywhere? Like, I mean, you could probably do that with Teslas because of the way that they're like factory made and everything. And
I think the idiot's saying that in hopes that Elon will respond.
Well, it's one of those typical Elon things that everybody insults Elon for, is like being off on the timelines or overpromising too soon or whatever. This is true. Anything reply that is against their narrative, woke, there are infinite sexes, normie. No, just two. For a woke person, the normie reply is hateful, makes people feel bad, will likely cause violence. Well, likely. No, they say it will and has already killed people.
Yeah.
And is mis and disinformation from their perspective. I say that Kerry Lake's election stuff. I don't understand how that's misinformation. I mean, obviously this is politically motivated.
Yeah.
But like, it's true. In Kerry Lake's election, the certifier was the other candidate.
Mm-hmm.
That shouldn't happen. That shouldn't be allowed to happen.
How does that work?
Like,
that's so stupid. Yeah. that's beyond stupid.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Listen, I know you want to audit me. I'm the auditor. It's all good. I've audited myself. All done.
Yeah.
Like exactly. The CRA calls you up. They're like, "Hey, we're gonna send an auditor to come audit you." You're like, "No, it's cool, man. I audited myself. It's all good. You don't worry about it. Don't waste your time."
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Wow. What are you talking about, buddy?
People are so fucking dumb. Like, Twitter's so rage-inducing. We're just gonna get rage-baited on Twitter while live stream here.
So what he should have said, what he should say, or should have said, Do you mean that there's never been misinformation before? So suddenly, now that I've taken over, there's going to be all kinds of misinformation. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What are you fucking high?
The hubris too to think that like access to the truth is just like simple and plain as day.
Yeah.
Like there's so much shit we don't know about everything,
Yeah.
about reality, about just absolutely everything. We barely know how like some of our like technologies work. I think if you break things down, like when you break things down like a laptop or whatever to its most basic parts, at certain it starts to break apart at certain points where it's like, well, we don't really know why or how. We just know that it works and we can do this with that information.
Yeah.
And so like especially when it comes to like breaking news stories where like there's the fog of war and no one really, knows much of anything, to act like the truth is just so obvious to pick out,
Yeah.
and so that you can like you can just have an arbiter of that.
Yeah.
Like you got to have everything out there so that people can see, and then
Yeah.
it'll it'll sort through itself, and what is more likely or what is true will rise to the top.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's like this hubris of like we just start with the truth, and then we know what's true.
Yeah.
We know what the truth is. We know what existence
Yeah,
is.
no. What happened? Oh, sorry, all you leftists. What happened is now they took a lot of the feelings out of Twitter and allowed some just basic common sense to come back, or people's
They're losing their shit.
Yeah,
no,
people's
it's
points
not
of view.
common sense. It's not common sense. It's you're now allowed to challenge them.
Oh, yeah, that's
You can challenge them. You can say, "Hey, I think you're wrong, and here's why," and not get
no,
banned.
whoa,
Yeah,
buddy. That is a
I know.
triggering statement.
know.
You just triggered me right there.
I know.
I'm triggered.
I should probably be arrested. For
You
that.
should.
Like that's a crime against humanity. It's literally worse than Hitler for for challenging a worldview.
What I want somebody to compile a list of all these asshats who wrote all these different things.
This is so stupid.
That I'm leaving. Hold on, but I want somebody to compile this list of all these asshats to say they're leaving. I'm leaving Twitter. And then when they come back, they go, "Oh, you came back, eh, douchebag? What happened? What's the difference now? Oh, the misinformation, or did you know information?
No,
or did you miss?
It's because they're doing the
5
thing
million
that a 5-year-old does when he stomps out of the room. It's like, I'm leaving, and then he comes back.
Yeah.
Look at this. Let's start with the Twitter files. You say Twitter stole the election in 2020. That's misinfo because Twitter is incapable of such things. If Twitter was capable, then Fox stole it in 2016, the same way invalidating Trump's entire presidency. Let's see what his article here is. Fox News reportedly killed the Stormy Daniels story in 2016. It has played it down ever since. And okay, so let's start with the fact that Fox News is like on par with CNN, if not lower. So like if Fox News isn't the like Twitter's like the public square, right? So it's a false equivalency there. But also to say that Twitter is incapable of stealing the election, I think that when you've literally silenced all of the like one side, basically, you ban people for talking about an extreme like the most relevant news story in a presidential election probably ever. Is there any like time that there's been a news story?
Compare to the fact that he fucked a prostitute.
Yeah.
Or whatever she was, porn star, or whatever the fuck she was. I don't know.
Which also, by the way, everybody knew about, and nobody was like, nobody
cared.
There wasn't this media machine saying that this isn't true. There was a media machine saying that this is what happened. This is why Trump's bad.
Nobody gave a shit about this. Nobody like that was that's the thing. They say this like, look at the two fucking reporting bodies, the Washington Post and the Guardian. Oh yeah, top notch. But anyways, so try and cram down a story that nobody gave a shit about. You heard him say in a secretly recorded thing that he was grabbing women by the pussy. Nobody gave a shit. Everybody went, yeah, fuck it, who cares? Trump's a bit of a dickbag that way. So what? We don't give a fuck about what he is as a person that way. We don't really care. That's what they don't seem to get because it doesn't fit the fucking warm fuzzy feelings narrative. Oh my God, you didn't care that he's a bad person? Well, no, but Joe Biden's a really good person who just does corrupt things to enrich his family at the behest of his governmental positions. That's all. It's no big deal. He loves his son, who's a fucking crack addict, scumbag piece of shit. Yeah. But he's a good person.
There is some sanity in the message here. I still don't understand this God complex whereby people think other people need to be protected from what they deem misinformation. Let's just hear both sides and judge for
Thank
ourselves.
you.
Yeah, there you go.
Fuck.
Maybe we're all adults.
Like that.
Like,
Can you like that tweet?
yes,
Yeah, like
I
it.
think I can.
There you go. Like it. That's
There
a
we
great
go.
fucking
We
tweet,
like that
man.
tweet.
Good.
We're now officially active on Twitter. That's that's the first time we've done anything other than just browse
Yeah.
with our account here. Whatever misinformation could Elton John be referring to?
Oh, yeah, that's been an idiot.
Yep, ivermectin fans. Twitter revokes rule against COVID lies.
Okay.
Okay, but ivermectin was like working and prescribed by many doctors who were, in fact, the single doctor in the country that was having the best results was using ivermectin. So like, what the fuck are these people talking about?
I love how they act like it's a
That's a gotcha.
That's a gotcha right there.
Okay, yeah. You got me. This literally spreading the truth is misinformation. Okay, like the fuck.
You gotta roll your eyes. So stupid.
Uh,
Yeah, see, there you go. What he's saying. What
What
he
the fuck?
said. Misinformation is a
Yeah.
code word for information the left doesn't agree with and doesn't want the world to see.
Basically,
Okay.
Elton is the rocket. I wonder what people have to say.
Did Elton reject him for a job from SpaceX? Or Elon? I said.
Uh-huh. No, it's not. My husband, who's a family physician in a red state, has seen firsthand how misinformation and conspiracies about COVID and vaccines cause deaths, needless deaths. Very sad.
Yeah.
I think you're full of shit.
Yeah, so do I.
Sorry, Elton John doesn't want to be on Twitter. I know you hurt people's feelings since people talking about him leaving, but bet you would rather have Trump back on Twitter anyways rather than that gay Elton John, right? Well, yeah, of course. Trump's actually entertaining.
Shit.
What are you talking about?
What's Elton John talking about?
Leaving Twitter
Yeah, exactly.
for misinformation.
Okay. Cool, man.
Elon is the rocket man. Did Elon reject him for a job with SpaceX? Surely we could fit a grand piano into the space pod. Probably just send him to Mars and just forget about him. Did you hear about the Brittany Griner stuff?
Yeah. How silly.
That's ridiculous,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
insane.
That's a good trade-off.
For Russia, it's incredible. It's an incredible deal. That's like trading in the NHL. That's like trading a fifth round draft pick for fucking Connor McDavid. Like you're getting top of the line, top tier for nothing. Right. Because she legitimately broke the law. She brought drugs into Russia.
Yeah.
Right? Like you could argue that it should be, but okay, she.
Yeah, it's a mild law break, but
actually commit a crime in that country.
Yeah.
There are people in America locked up for exactly worse. They're like less than what she did, and they want her out. And apparently, she had a pretty good life, there. Like apparently, she was playing basketball. For them, and so it's like they weren't exactly mistreating her or anything like that. But either way, she did do the thing. And so you're going to trade, and this was the other thing that people were mentioning, is that they have, there's military, Marines in jail in Russia. Why the fuck are you not trying to get the American servicemen out of prison before somebody who actually did break the law in the country? And why are you giving this fucking, was he known as
he was the, what was it?
The most
he was
most proficient arms dealer.
He was a big arms dealer.
There's a movie about him.
Yeah, it was Lord of War or something like that with Nicolas Cage.
He's a big deal in sort of the arms dealing,
right?
Which is now probably going to do something in.
Well, I just well, you made the greatest point there of all. Just saying, okay, I would think that her level of priority versus somebody who was actually just doing their job of working for the military, and they get caught, they get captured or whatever, and they're over there. I would think that you'd want to get them out first.
Yeah,
it's like women and children first. You know what I mean? Like in the lifeboats, it's not bureaucrats and oldest people first, please.
Yeah.
Let's get them on the boats because they're the most frail.
Yeah,
let's get them on there. Let's get them out of here. Sorry, kids, you're all gonna drown.
You can drown. We got to save the old people.
I'm not against them getting her out of there, but fuck, man, learn how to deal a little bit.
I don't know if
good job. You couldn't say, hey, maybe throw in a couple Marines. You know?
Oh, you could have gotten a lot.
I'm just
We'll
saying,
give you
like,
this
it's-
guy. We'll give you this guy. We'll give you your
we'll
arms
give you
dealer.
your guy, yeah.
But you got, all these soldiers.
But you're gonna have to give us a couple
Yeah.
extra.
Yeah, we need. It's not a fair 1-to-1 trade. So that's an incredible deal for Russia. I mean, props to Putin for pulling that off. To be honest,
I don't know, man. He's probably
just strategically, like, that's a good play.
Yeah, he's probably just shaking his head. He's like,
It's like, how the fuck?
He's like, they want to trade who for who? He's like, yeah,
Make the
act
arrangements.
Like,
Make the
No,
arrangements.
he's like, no, act like we're like, stewing on it, whatever.
Argue a little bit.
Pretend like we're like push back a little.
See if you can get them to take away some sanctions. If they won't go for it, that's fine.
That's
we'll
fine.
settle.
Just act like you're doing them a favor. That's all.
Yeah. Look at this insane. This is like Dunning-Kruger 101. Someone on here posted that Nancy Pelosi's husband was not attacked by a deranged right-winger, but instead a gay prostitute he had hired for sex. Probably stuff like that, I would imagine. Who posted that? I forget. He's probably saying that Elon Musk posted that or something like that. But, yeah, someone says that's not misinformation. That's what happened. Here's what happened. What happened is the media outlets reported like 7 different stories about what happened, so no one knows. The prostitute thing, I don't know that was ever a story thing, but it isn't he kind of known for, like, isn't there real reason to believe that he might be gay?
Yeah, I don't even know with this fucking story.
Yeah,
I think the only thing I know that they're not arguing now is
the
that
idea that he was
knew.
a deranged right winger is
That's bullshit.
as insane.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's more insane
Yeah.
than instead of a gay prostitute. Like, because this guy was, what was he? He was like a Green Party guy. With like Black Lives Matter stuff in his trailer, like far left
The only
stuff.
2 things that they know for sure that they'll admit for sure that I've seen is that he was, like you said, basically a leftist. Everything that everything he sort of espoused was like leftist ideologies, and 2, that he seemed to be familiar with Paul Pelosi, that they seemed to know each other, and there was like, it's not like this guy was just a fucking a stranger that broke in. Like there was familiarity there, and they all seem to admit that. So because I don't think they cannot admit that, but the rest of it they just keep muddying up the waters, and have never given an answer and won't.
No,
they won't,
because they're hiding something for sure. They're trying to hide something, so they give you all these different answers, and then basically you pick any one. They can call you a conspiracy theorist.
So this is my idea about misinformation. Misinformation is a term that they will constantly push. Yeah, they will constantly push that term because misinformation just means that you can't believe anything you hear. So when the truth is muddied in there,
no, it means you have to believe what I tell you, otherwise you're spreading.
I don't even think it's that. I don't even think it's that. I think it's just that they throw so much shit against the wall that you don't know what to believe, and then they go, "Well, this is misinformation. This is misinformation." So there's no real nobody can ever say, "Here's the information. Here's the truth." It's just it's all a bunch of garbled shit. There's so many different stories around. You've got misinformation. You've got conspiracy theories. You've got disinformation. It's like we're just trying to muddy it up in some way that we're all so confused that we go, oh, fuck it. I don't know. Like, you tell me. I'll just.
A lot of people are that dumb.
Yeah.
Like, this is why I'm trying to pull this together. I want to get a flat earther to come on here and talk to us and have a conversation. I don't want to argue with him. I don't want to debate. I just want to talk. I want to know.
Well, you said you don't want to debate. Why not? I'd like to debate, but I don't want to argue.
No, I mean in the sense of it, like a formal,
like a heated
this is a debate.
Oh yeah.
Like I just want to have a conversation. I don't want to like.
I'm very curious.
I don't want to get into the weeds. I just want to like, hey, why do you think this? Okay. And so you see that, and I made a post on Reddit. I got one response from a guy who didn't want to come on, but he like linked a bunch of information to look into. Might look into some of that to see some of the arguments, but
No, we want somebody to come on.
I want to talk to somebody.
We're not going to talk about it ourselves. I'm not doing all the research and stuff.
I want somebody, somebody who knows or who truly believes it. But it's like,
hey, you want to hear something funny now? Since you've been talking about it the last couple of days or whatever, or the last little bit, the videos that come up now are flat Earth stuff.
So now you think the Earth is flat?
Yes, yeah, I've been convinced.
Yeah, I'm pretty convinced it's not. But
the ice wall. Antarctica, the ice wall around the planet, around this. What is it called?
They just call it the ice wall.
No, I'm saying we're not a planet, so what would they call the whole
thing?
Like the plane
or something like that.
Well, I know
they
the firmament.
still a planet.
I know the firmament.
I think they still counts as a planet.
Oh, and then they show
that a planet isn't a ball, like they say.
And then they show these videos of like supposed rockets hitting the firmament. and then bouncing off the firmament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it the reason I brought that up is
Mm.
because I think, even though I think that like flat earthers are out too much, like I think that that's out there. Like you can look up in the sky and you can see all these other bodies. Like orbital mechanics makes sense, like mathematically. You look into the sky and you see these other planets and other celestial bodies. They're round. They're basically balls. Obviously they're not perfectly ball shaped, but they may as well be spheres, which makes sense. Which what you think about like the theory of gravity and everything. Even though I think that they're out to lunch, I think that they're way more
Because they're questioning things.
like, yeah, I just think they're more in tune, or they're more down to earth.
They're just
They're
misguided.
more down to earth than like a normie who believes everything they see on CNN.
Yeah.
Because at least they know that we're being lied to. And we're being lied to about a lot, and we're being lied to constantly. And so sure, maybe they pick this angle, this thing, they've been convinced by stuff, whatever. I think that makes them probably smarter in general than like the average person who
Not about
thinks
smarter, but definitely more open.
I think they're smarter than a person who believes that Donald Trump called white nationalists
I
fine
agree.
people, right? So,
agree
like,
with that,
maybe not just somebody who casually watches CNN and that's where they get their news. Maybe you can make an argument, but people who believe the crazy stuff, like Trump called white nationalists
I
fine
think it's
people,
just
or
honestly, it's
that
lazy
January
thought.
6th is some kind of planned insurrection
Yeah.
to overthrow the government.
I think it's just lazy
or
thought.
that the Hunter
all of it.
Biden laptop story is Russian propaganda.
I don't think they're dumb. The people that believe those kinds of things. I know people that, like, personally, that believe stuff like that. I don't think they're dumb. I think they're just lazy. I think they have lazy thought, right? They just they're not gonna veil themselves to enough information, but they will act. Well, I mean, not act. They'll just blindly trust one source and go, "Well, I heard it there," right? And that's CNN. So you got to trust CNN, or that's
The most
MSNBC.
trusted name in news.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't I trust them?
Mhm.
And
But I think that's dumb. I mean, you
Yeah.
can argue, like, yeah, you can have somebody like that who's like, you bring them their car, and no matter what state it is, they can get it running again. The concept of the idiot savant that you mentioned a lot. I think you can have that. You have a lot of that, but I just think if you're rating the entirety of their
overall
person,
intelligence,
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty dumb.
I agree.
In that regard.
I don't. I think dumb is a like it's a lazy word to say. Like, you're just saying, and I get it. Because I do that all the time, where I just encompass one thing with one word, right? But if you're really going to break it down, I don't think it's dumb. I think it's that I think they're not overly intelligent. The difference between smart and intelligence is very profound. Like, somebody
Right,
can
like
be
an IQ test is all about pattern recognition and problem solving, right? Is typically how it is. You could probably score really low on an IQ test, but then be like an expert,
at one thing, maybe, or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
like you could be an expert car mechanic, you could be an expert carpenter, or
Mhm.
like one thing that you do and you do very well and very well,
Right,
but
right.
then you just, because that's the thing that you focus on. I think that's why there's a lot of PhDs that I would just say are idiots,
Yeah.
because
There's a lot of throwaway PhDs.
they're experts.
For sure.
Well, yeah, you have that, but I'm talking about, like, you could have a PhD in physics who teaches physics,
Mhm.
and they know physics. They know physics. You go talk to them, they
Mhm.
know physics very well. But fuck, are they shit out of luck for literally anything else?
Mhm.
Because they focused on this one thing.
Yeah. But I just think that's to bring it back to that. I think it's I think that's the aim. I think it's to throw so much shit at the wall that nobody knows what is what,
Yeah.
and to see what sticks.
This is a good comment here.
And then when they, sorry, before you say it, and when they see that people are kind of focusing on one thing, then they just roll with that. Like, for example, that what's her face, the soccer player, or basketball player? Basketball player. Yeah. With her, she was trending a lot. Like, as far as like the information, people
because she was like a minor celebrity.
Yeah,
so people knew about her. So when it happened, it was in the news. So people get all up in arms about it, right? But people don't hear about the Marines that are captured or anything.
Exactly.
Not that they would even get like that. Man, there are so many people on the left that just hate like the military and the people that serve in the military. I think that's insane. I think that's
So do I.
just fucking
How
disgusting.
do you hate somebody? I get it. You hate the
I
politics
understand the
behind
idea
it.
that you might not like the wars
Yeah,
that your
you
country
hate the
goes to,
politics behind it,
and you
and
don't like the reason for invading these
Yeah.
countries. But when you take individuals who sign up with the express intent of fighting for their country to preserve its rights, its sovereignty, its freedoms, all of that, I hate those individuals. I think it's just disgusting.
Oh, so do I.
It's gross.
That's awful.
Yeah.
Awful. I couldn't imagine. I have nothing but respect for anybody who do that.
Yeah.
I mean, part of me wishes I did.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was the type because I don't like the control of
I wouldn't have liked. I don't like any of the wars that were
that too,
involved in.
but I
you
also
know?
just don't like the control.
I kind of considered going that route, but then it's like if we get into it with like China or Russia, like we're Canadian for anybody watching. I'm not confident that our government's going to be on the side of freedom and liberty, especially with the way things have been going.
Yeah, I agree. All right, sorry.
But yeah, so this comment right here, he thinks January 6th was an insurrection. Trump colluded with Russia. Kavanaugh is a gang rapist. Jussie Smollett is the victim of a hate crime. COVID originated in a wet market. Hunter's laptop is Russian disinformation, and that men can get pregnant. He's a victim of misinformation, and that's why he leaves Twitter. But it's like, yeah, there's just a laundry list of these
Oh
things.
yeah,
You know,
when you read it out, you got to be like, "What the fuck are we talking about?" I'm not saying that there
Nothing
isn't
else.
some bullshit on the right too. Like people say some shit, they expose some shit that's crazy and stupid too. But it just most of it seems to come from the feelings side.
The problem is it
of
never
yeah.
goes anywhere when it's coming from the right because
That's
the
true.
right doesn't like it used to.
Yeah, yeah.
At a different time when
Yeah.
like the right had the establishment, you'd have that,
Mm.
and there's that pendulum swing. But now when it does originate on the right, it just doesn't go anywhere. So it fizzles out. It doesn't really.
Yeah.
Or it's labeled a crazy conspiracy theory, and then 6 months to a year later, it's true.
You know what I hate
Just
about it?
fact.
Honestly, this is a simplistic reasoning why I hate one versus the other. One side, you're allowed to have a difference of opinion. You're allowed to have your own feelings about things. The other side, if you do, you're a bad person. If you don't feel the way I feel about something, you're a bad person. Really? Oh, okay. So I can't have my own opinion on something. I can't be both for abortion and against it.
Well, no,
Because I'm for the choice, but I hate the act.
yeah, no, it's
So I can't do that. I've got to be all or nothing, basically.
It's because they know better and you don't know.
Yeah,
anything,
exactly.
You know.
And these are the people with the feels that are talking about this kind of shit. That's the hypocrisy of it all, right?
Yeah.
You know, you get the far
Well,
right and the far left.
I think it's what's the right word to describe what I want to say? Like it's a form of evil. I think to when people think that way. But it's not like it's not like the kind of evil where it's like, okay, I want to cause suffering, so I'm going to go cause suffering. It's not that intent, but it's like it just has such a gross outcome, and it's such a gross opinion to have. It's like, and it's so self-centered and so selfish. It's like I don't know. It's like covert evil.
Yeah.
Like it's just bad. Like it's just awful. It's disgusting that people are like that.
So it's funny though. We shouldn't even be whining about it. We should just be reveling right now in the wine, watching these idiots whine.
Well, there's this next one. Elton John official, and leftists are not happy. Elon Musk is going after child pornography.
Yeah,
that seems to be true because there was that article. I forget who posted. It was like The Guardian or something, talking about how Elon Musk was tackling child pornography, but they were saying, but he only made it worse. But Twitter spent years and years and years doing nothing about it. And they never made an article about how bad it was and how Twitter should do something about it. They only made an article when someone tried to do something about it.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so obviously you like this stuff.
And how come nobody's investigated any of the ties to what's his face? To Epstein. Nobody's ever investigated the Clintons. It's like they're like Teflon, man. They're just untouchable.
I like this one. Let me fix it for him. He can no longer use Twitter because liberal talking points will no longer be artificially amplified while simultaneously ghosting conservative ones. So he will absolutely not be a part of a system that doesn't automatically hand the advantage to his side.
I like that one too.
Yeah,
that's a great one.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Oh,
I clicked the wrong button.
You did. Yeah, that's a smart comment.
That's a smart thing.
Well done, bud.
things like you putting misinformation in quotation marks as if you don't know what misinformation is referring to.
Ed the Sock? Oh my god. That thing's still around?
I didn't know.
You wouldn't even know what that is.
No.
It's like
Well, it might not be around. It might be somebody who knows of a thing that apparently exists that you're recognizing who made a Twitter account to that name or something. But
oh no, probably no. It's Ed the Sock. He was had his own show.
Oh.
Came off of I was on City TV or something. I can't remember what the show was.
But it's like as if you
But
don't
then he
know what
started his own.
misinformation is referring to. How could you? It's so
vague.
It's so vague and malleable. It's like a fluid notion. It's
Well,
like,
that's misinformation right there.
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I got to be careful.
yeah.
Piece me, he's just following the script. Doesn't expect to be questioned. Yeah, that's true. Misinformation, like a guy doing a farewell tour so he can spend time with his children that lasts for 4 years.
What's he talking about? I don't even know.
I think Elton John did a farewell tour under the guise that he would be like done, then just kept going.
Yeah, okay.
Probably to sell more tickets. He lied to people.
I don't know. All I know is he released a bunch of his old shit, all like remastered type.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Well, haven't you heard some of the new stuff that he's released with? Oh, he releases with collaboration with other people, right?
Oh yeah.
Like he's got the one that Cold Heart. So like it's a mash of like 3 of his songs all together, like changed up. It's good. It's really good. Like I like it. But you know, whatever.
What is this? Wayland guy.
Wheeling guy. Maybe all this making the Wheeling guy look like a Marine American hero type. Even you did it, Elon. Yet he was court-martialed and booted out of the Marines like 15 years ago. He's a criminal, not a hero. I don't know.
Who's the Wayland
Who's
guy?
the Wayland guy? Whelan?
Oh,
yeah,
it doesn't say.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious. Whelan. I'm sure it'll come up if I search it very quickly.
Wayland guy.
Wayland.
People with emotional worldviews hate seeing facts because facts make them feel bad. Yeah.
Especially since Russia demanded that a spy held in Germany be freed in exchange for Paul Whelan. What is this? Paul Whelan, that's who it is, I'm guessing. A Canadian-born former United States Marine with U.S., British, Irish, and Canadian citizenship. He was arrested in Russia on December 28, 2018, accused of spying. He received a 16-year prison sentence. Oh! Is that... So... Was he the guy that was swapped? No. Why is it saying Brittany Griner freed in U.S.? No, that's just top story.
Because...
Okay. Paul Whelan, okay. Security director. I'm just getting the Wikipedia up right now. Sorry, my phone is taking its time. Here, okay. Oh, yeah, hello. Trying to get me to give money to Wikipedia.
We could probably drop it.
Donate, please. No, I will not. I'm going to use your service for free, as I expect all services to be for free. If I click it on the internet, I expect that I can use it. I don't know what that guy's referring to, but I guess he got arrested in Russia. I don't know. There's a lot to this. Whatever. Fuck off, buddy. Yeah. Stop dropping stuff. Look, I know something.
This is fucking stupid. This person's saying like this, right? Reference to misinformation. Links to the GOP. More than ever, we are seeing the disastrous effects of wasteful government spending. How is it not blatantly truthful that we're heading into a recession because the government shut down the economy and decided to print trillions of dollars to, I guess to get people to agree to it.
I like how this,
and now we're seeing.
It's not even saying, it didn't even get specific and say the liberal government or anything like that. It just said we're seeing the disastrous effects of wasteful government spending. Everybody knows that both
what we're seeing right now
both
is
Republicans and liberals were doing that. Like Obama started spending a shit ton of money. Trump didn't do any better. Trump spent I think in his presidency something like $3.2 trillion or some shit. Put more on the debt, and now Biden's fucking trying to. He's saying, "Here, hold my beer. Like I'll show you what I can do."
Yeah.
So it's duh. Obviously, these people are fucking stupid. That's a stupid person. I'll agree with that one. That's just a dumb person that unfortunately knows how to type and use Twitter.
This is ironic. Anytime someone brings up a lie and pushes it as truth, even though it has been deemed false, that is misinformation, and currently is the entirety of the Republican platform. It isn't about opinion; it's about lies being forced as truth. Lies like what? Like the entire Hunter Biden laptop story that was deemed as false. So do you believe that that's false, buddy?
Yeah.
Deemed a lie by who? By me. I deemed it a lie.
Yeah, exactly.
I deem that anyone who says fruitcake tastes good should be canceled because that's disinformation. There, it has been deemed. Looking very much like it's your blue team still playing.
I'd be liking a lot of these comments. That one, the fruitcake, she's definitely right. Hopefully, I didn't misgender her.
Oh wait, what are we looking at here? Wait, okay, so I might be a bit slow, but did U.S. media actually say the COVID vaccine would stop the spread? In Sweden, at least, don't know about the rest of Europe. They said it would spread as much as before, but the symptoms would be less severe, which is the truth. Yes, and they straight up told us that we only needed one shot, and then we wouldn't get COVID again. That one shot turned into two, then 2 shots and a booster, then 2 shots and 2, then 3. And they just straight up said it wouldn't do much. Yeah, basically. I wonder what the replies are to that, because that's
super accurate summary.
see what the replies are to this one. Okay, I keep clicking the wrong thing.
I'll bet.
Let's see what this one is. It's science, straight up. It's not perfect. It's science. It's not perfect. Then why release it knowing it causes health problems? And why act like it's the science is settled?
Yeah.
As we learn, we adapt. That's what science is. And fascism is what they did for the COVID vaccine. But it's ridiculous to believe that the vaccine has not been a tremendous success. Before the vax, millions of people got sick and hundreds of thousands died. Now the numbers have come way down due to the vax.
Oh, it has nothing to do with the fact it's been around for almost 3 fucking years, and and we've gotten used to it. You idiots.
And the fact that it serves the virus no purpose to like kill people, so it's getting
these
weaker.
People have just drank the Kool-Aid, eh?
Oh man, yeah,
it's so crazy how many.
Welcome to Twitter, I guess.
Oh my god, I don't know if I want to.
This has been here the whole time.
I don't know if I want to be on this thing. This is infuriating. I can lose part of my life reading this shit. Oh, God. I don't want to be in a bubble, but I just don't want to be around stupid fucking people. And it just seems like that's what's on here a lot.
Oh, you get a lot of that for sure. So-called misinformation is the truths and ideas that the shadow banned people were trying to communicate. I like this interpretation.
Yeah, that's a good interpretation.
The fact that you guys haven't ragged on the Trump children for actually doing what you accused Hunter of doing speaks volumes. I've publicly spoken out against both families' gains, so it's clear it's about principle for me. It doesn't look like it's about principle for you. That's just not true.
That's just not true.
Because you know how, like, oh man, if there was any evidence of anything close to what Hunter Biden was up to on Donald Trump Jr. or anyone in the Trump family, it would have been all over the place.
Oh, fucking right.
All over the place, wall to wall, treason. You know, Trump's addicted. Like,
you don't think they were looking for everything they could possibly fucking
that's why
look for?
every single thing that they tried fell through. Yeah. and so this guy's just decided that, oh, it's just the same for Trump.
And nobody blames. I wouldn't blame Hunter or anybody affiliated with Biden for trying to enrich themselves by using the name. I don't blame them at all. I would. Fucking, of course. Anybody would. Just look what Obama's doing. Obama's now filthy rich due to his name, due to the fact that he was president. He wasn't rich like that when he was president. I mean, I'm sure he was quietly accumulating it. But nobody blames anybody for that. What the problem is when you're using that for political purposes and things that can actually hurt the country that you represent. Working with foreign governments and shit like that, well, you can make all kinds of money at home. Look at the fucking Pelosi's. Look what they're doing with the stock market. Go do the same fucking shit. Nobody's going to shit on you for that kind of crap. Well, I mean, we might shit on you a little bit, but whatever. It's still happening. But it's more about security and that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And like you said, if any of the Trumps had anything to do with anything like that, like they tried to for 3 years, they tried to kick fucking Russian collusion on him.
They just threw everything
They
at the
couldn't
wall,
do it.
and nothing stuck.
Yeah.
Nothing stuck.
I'm not saying the guy isn't corrupt. Sure, but he's admittedly corrupt. He says that he like he even admitted about like taxes. He said, "Hey, I use the fucking loopholes that you created. Close them up. Like close up the loopholes if you don't, but you won't because you fucking benefit from them too. So everybody uses them. At least he's an honest liar. Like he'll tell you, look, I'm doing that. You don't get to be a billionaire without manipulating the system a bit. You have to. You have to find ways to like loopholes for taxes and shit. I mean, we're business owners. We do it too. You're gonna always fucking do that. And anybody who doesn't do that is dumb. Like that guy you said from what was it, Iceland or
that guy
that gave
there's a story of a guy in Iceland who created a company, a tech startup, that in like 2018 or something or 2016 he sold it to Twitter, and he by his request they set up the deal so that the entirety of the sale would be given to him as a salary.
Yeah. So
to maximize the amount of taxes that he paid.
What a fucking idiot!
Yeah, because that money went nowhere.
Yeah.
That money just went to the pockets of certain people.
Bet he feels real righteous about it, though.
Probably does. Oh, he probably uses it. He probably goes into a bar and says, I paid the most taxes that year.
I love self-righteous people because they're usually the dumbest people like that. They're
it's like the South Park meme with the nipples. I paid so much in taxes this year.
And
how much did you pay?
I bet you I paid more. And they're so easy to fucking manipulate too. Those kind of people, they're the ones that get taken by scammers and that kind of shit because they're just dumb. They're not critical thinkers. Someone like that is like, oh, I'm going to do I'm going to do the right thing and give more money to my government. Yeah, because they do better things with your money.
Look at this guy. What I've observed so far, hate has been redefined as simply disagreement, disagree with a progressive, and is now hate speech. Misinformation has been redefined as simply questioning the progressive narrative on just about any topic you want to choose.
Like that one too. That's a good one. That's smart.
It's true. Give me a break. You know exactly what claims people are referring to. Claims like how the election was stolen, despite not actual proof, such a thing took place. In fact, quite the opposite. It's been proven that the elections were among the most secure in our nation's history. That's just retarded. That's not true at all. There's still contentions about the like within the states that they can't resolve about the voting machines being issues. Not to mention too the fact that fucking Twitter was censoring the biggest story like that in and of itself is stealing the election.
Well,
how can you overlook that?
Or you don't even saying stealing the election. Sure, maybe you could argue saying that it isn't stealing, but it is manipulating the election for sure. It's affecting it. You're censoring information for the purpose of pushing one side over another. How can you not say that? It'd be like saying, okay, well, we got two teams that are playing sports. One team's on PEDs, the other one isn't. No, there's nothing to see here. It's fine. Yeah. Well, what the fuck are you talking about? You can't. How's that now fair? A fair contest? Like people are fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what? You could even say it. I don't know what it is. Might be right that they were the most secure in history. Maybe because they're all garbage. Yeah. But it doesn't excuse it. You shouldn't just say, "Oh, this happened or this happened," but it was the most secure. Right. It's like that whole thing of where somebody's used it. They were using it with the in support of the vaccine versus not taking the vaccine. They were saying like if you had a bowl of Skittles and you said there was one in there out of 1,000 that had cyanide or something like that, would you eat any of the Skittles? It's like, even though there's only 1 out of 1,000, right? It's almost like the same sort of thing, saying, oh, well, listen, you know what? Yeah, it's been the best. So we don't have to worry about any of it. We don't have to check into anything because it's been the best in history.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Why don't we just investigate it all?
Yeah, he says it's been proven, but like, no, it hasn't.
Yeah.
You've just been ridiculed for having concerns from the beginning.
Yeah.
They never looked into anything. In fact, a lot of the ballots were like destroyed after the fact, which very clearly signals that they're up to something.
And why not just say, and you could say this, we could make this argument, and then people should shut up. You say they contested the 2016 election. They contested the 2020 election. They contest every election.
No, it's only the elections that the Republicans lose that when you contest, it's anti-democracy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's probably a good spot to end it. We're over an hour here.
Yeah. All right. I'm all riled up from Twitter.
I know. Twitter's a fucking...
Fuck you, Twitter.
I didn't think
Elon, make it less irritating. I don't want to read all this shit. Please.
I mean, that'll be there. That'll be there.
I know.
But you'll get more of the counter.
Yeah, I know. I'm just kidding.
Which is a good thing.
But I could see how people get kind of like, they spiral into it. You're reading all this shit and then you're commenting.
Yeah.
I'm not jumping into that fucking world. I'll like good things and I might throw comment in once in a while.
Place.
But I'm not. You're not getting me into that fucking into that mess. All right. So like, share, subscribe.
Comment.
Come
back every week.
Yeah, come back every week.
Every single week.
Jump into our live chat because we will respond. We like responding to the live chat.
Unless you're dumb, we won't respond if you're dumb.
Oh, we'll still respond. We'll just call you dumb.
We will call you dumb.
We will call you dumb. So if you're looking to be called dumb, say something dumb.
Say something dumb, and we'll call you dumb.
People are watching, going, "Fuck these guys! They think they're so smart."
We're smarter than you. So,
all right. And if you say otherwise, it's misinformation.
Yeah, it's misinformation and hate speech.
Yeah.
So, bye.